Since the dawn of construction, tradesmen from all over the world have battled one common enemy, the hateful and always cumbersome sheet of drywall. How does one man even go about thinking of carrying such a heavy, awkward sheet of material? The struggle, the pain, the toll on your body, nearly an impossible task. Whether it's upstairs or across a construction yard or through mountainous terrains and dangerous snowstorms, what is a man to do with the sheet of drywall? Often having to cross vast distances through harsh terrain without the arm or wrist strength to carry a single sheet of drywall, what are these tradesmen supposed to do? Riddled with injuries and fatigue, the worn-out tradesman takes his final steps, defeated once again by the evil 4x8 sheet of drywall. But wait, there's hope. What is this? What has he found? Could this be the answer? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Spruce Stomper YouTube channel, and I introduce to you the world's most controversial tool ever shown on the internet. You may recognize it from a famous Instagram reel that has reached, wait for it, an astounding 1.3 million views, the Goldblatt Gorilla Gripper. If you haven't seen the reel, go over, follow Spruce Stomper on Instagram, click it. It's also a YouTube short, and then you'll be in the know of what we're talking about. There were 3 categories of comments: the love, the hate, and the downright hilarious. So before we jump into the love, the hate, and the humor, let's go over what exactly are we talking about here with the Goldblatt Gorilla Gripper. No, I did not get this sent to me. I paid for it because I, like many gentlemen out there, make a living doing trades-oriented things. Look back in the channel, there's a few examples, and I'm looking to make it easier on my body. And I love to buy tools. So how does it work? Well, you gotta find folks that are clever. Clamp, clamp. Step over here to my assistant. On. With the upward motion, the clamp grips tight. And as you can see, firmly in place. No problem, right? Are you gonna do this all day long? No, but why would anybody want to carry drywall all day long? $40. Those are Canadian loonies. So you do the conversion. Why are we doing it outside in a snowstorm? Well, our dollar's not worth a lot, and things are always frozen here. So away she goes. I got this tool to help with a specific batch of jobs where I had to carry a half a dozen sheets of drywall into each one through tight corridors, narrow hallways, and some stairs. So let's clear up the number one comment on the YouTube short for the Goldblatt Gorilla Gripper. Why don't you just pick it up and carry it? All right, now that we've got that cleared up, I think what really dug under people's skin was I said the line, now one man can carry 4x8 sheet goods alone without the need for a helper. And the internet set aflame. Now that we've cleared up that yes, indeedy, I can manage one sheet of drywall on my own, that wasn't the point. That's not the point. So that brings me to the first stage, the hate. Now we addressed the negative comments, not because they deserve to be engaged with, but because it brought up a serious point that's left me sleepless at night. The young men in the trades out there that are leaving these comments that think that somehow, by them being the guy on the job site that can lift the heaviest thing the most amount of times, will drive them to success. Oh, I'm gonna let you in on a secret. You will never ever get called into the supervisor's office and be offered a raise because he saw you in a twisty jerky fashion, lifting way more weight than anybody else. I think in the trades what gets confused is the physical ability to lift large items in basically a contest of masculine showmanship. I can carry 2 boards, well I can carry 4, well I can carry 6, well I can carry 10. What are you winning here? Is there a prize I'm unaware of? I'm self-employed. I carry drywall 1 sheet at a time. There were several gentlemen. One stands out in my mind. Not only should you be able to handle a 4x8 sheet of drywall, which by the way weighs about 50 pounds, he can carry 2 12-foot, 5/8 thick, fire-rated drywall sheets. Through some Googling, okay, you can look this up. They weigh 110 pounds each. 220 pounds that this young man is proposing to get up off the ground, hold like this, and make it to some sort of destination without damaging his surroundings, damaging the drywall, and just physically being able to do it. I can tell you right now, I can carry 1 sheet. I don't think I could get 220 pounds up off the ground and go anywhere, nor would I want to. And I guarantee you that you are not doing that all day long. Oh my God, I'll tell you, they got into it. There were claims that I packed 700 sheets a day. I packed a sheet of drywall to the moon one time. Boys, gentlemen, the goal is to be the tortoise in the race, not the hare. It's a long-term game, especially if you're running your own show. You think that if you get injured because you're strained or pulled or something pops out of joint, that anyone's going to be impressed about how many sheets of plywood you can carry at one time? Yeah, I don't think so. Goldblatt Gorilla Grip it. Plus, just buy some tools because it's fun, man. Just buy some tools because it's fun. Now, there were many a nice comments. Everyone that could see the point was all in good nature. I'm not promoting or endorsing any product. I bought it, I used it, I thought, hey, this isn't so bad. Those are wonderful. You click the thumbs up, you click the like button. More importantly, you click the subscribe. And man, I'll tell you, it's beneficial to the channel. Now, the final comment category that we have to address, and I'm going to keep it brief. I'm going to allow you to fill in the blanks with your imagination, the humor. There wasn't a lot of jokes made. There was only one version of the same joke made over and over again. And every time I saw it pop up on the screen, it made me smile. It was in reference to the name of the tool, the Goldblatt Gorilla Gripper. The last one I read today said from a gentleman, I'm going to scroll through my phone and I'm going to change my girlfriend's contact information to the name of that tool. You fill in what that means. All right, well, lastly, let's maybe just talk about the tool itself for a second. A little more serious note of how it works and what I thought about it. So basically, it is a handle meant to be used in this orientation. When you open the jaw, which is spring-loaded, it opens up like this. And then with the force of gravity, when you lift up on the handle, it squeezes these 2 jaw surfaces together with a great deal of force. I don't know if you can see that, but it's a textured rubber grip on the inside to give you a little more traction on what you're hanging on to. I didn't actually look at the company's advertisement as to what this is marketed towards, but I'm assuming it's for carrying sheet goods, etc. I bought it because I thought it looked pretty cool. This flexes to match the profile of the material you're moving, and one of the common comments that came up was, will it grip more than 1 sheet at a time? Which would also address one of the most wrote out comments. Why would you only carry 1 sheet of drywall at a time? Well, as you know, drywall comes from the factory, mated together, 2 sheets connected with a paper strip. You can carry 2 at a time with this. It opens plenty wide enough and away you go. As for grip and slip, I maybe carried 50 sheets in so far with no trouble. So we'll use the old Super Duty as a backdrop. Basically, it went over like this, and if you're just picking them up straight, like that in the middle of the sheet. You can bend at the knees, get it stuck on the mirror of the truck, and have a pretty easy time of it. Now, one concern, and I think it's very valid question, that's slippery, that comes up, is will it break the sheet? Does it break the sheet? Of course, on the edges of the drywall where your tape joint's gonna be, the drywall's been compressed there to allow, that divot for the tape to sit in. I did have a few sheets that it broke. It didn't like rip a big chunk out. Some guys did claim that happened to them, and I could totally see maybe, right? Lots of different sheets and manufacturers of drywall. But when I had this clamped on the sheet, the worst it did, and if I show you here, if we go like this, you could give it a pretty good shake here, and it's not breaking anything. If I jumped up and down with great deal of force or something, it would break. So I did have a couple that just ever so lightly cracked around here. But for the life of me, I couldn't see what anybody's so worked up about, unless it just ripped out a massive chunk of drywall. It's in the tape joint anyways. By the time you're done feathering it out, you got a joint there that's feathered out that wide with 3 coats of drywall. But who cares? Who cares if it snapped the drywall a snicker? I don't care. I think that about covers it. That's about the name of the game with the gold black Gorilla Gripper. You could carry other stuff. I tried it on a sheet of plywood. I tried it on a sheet of OSB. Of course, it grips that stuff fine. Finished plywoods, maybe with a slippery surface, you'd want to be careful. I saw a few times in the comments pop up, would you use it on glass, plate glass? Get out of town, buddy. I'm not even carrying glass with my hand. I don't want nothing to do with glass. I surely wouldn't try and carry it with this. What do you carry glass with? White gloves and a whole lot of hope. So that about covers it. My take, I just want to say that if you are doing this kind of work and you are somehow under the impression that because you're the guy carrying the most sheets of drywall, plywood, bags of concrete, or whatever it is, that's going to raise and elevate you to some degree of success, you're mixing up two schools of thought. Being treated like a mule on a job site, you may get accolades for that. They may say, oh, good job, Tommy, he's a hard worker. But I guarantee you, at the end of the day, when those guys go home behind your back, they're going, man, I'm glad he's doing that so I don't have to. It isn't going to elevate you through your career in any sort of meaningful direction. That's just my opinion. Maybe it's controversial, but it's the guys that work smarter and harder at the same time that get the furthest ahead. If you're just running around like a donkey, carrying as much as you can, you may get recognized in the ha-ha fashion for that, because things need to be moved. That drywall is not going to pack itself. It's the guys that find ways to solve problems, move forward, and elevate the job, make it more profitable, make it go smoother. Those are the guys that get ahead. I have nothing but respect for the young men that do the job of delivering drywall and lumber orders, because I do it all the time. But I have never in a construction season seen the same guys doing that job over and over again. It's a stepping stone. They do it for a season or two. They move on, they get different jobs, they gain different skill sets, because I don't see how you would just how would you just treat yourself as a forklift for your entire career? I don't see it that way. I hope the young guys watching this don't. I really do appreciate all the comments that were left. There was a bunch of comments I didn't even really understand. I had a mustache only at the time. That also raised a bit of controversy. Apparently, it's not 100% my look. Anyways, the Gold Black Gorilla Gripper was part of the Tools Every Man Should Own series in my YouTube shorts. I'll try and update the shorts playlist, but please have a gander through. Maybe you'll find something that you didn't know you needed. And we'll catch you on the next adventure.